Next battle is Dark Lord versus Sir Dapper G. And the Switch Fest begins already, as we can see here. Very common in Pokemon battles for that to happen, as both players are trying to look for a matchup that they like. Looks like Dark Lord does like this one. Goes for a Giga Drain against Wall Rain, super effective damage. Icy Wind from the Wall Rain, also super effective, also does lots of damage. Gets that slow. Dark Lord realizes that he's slower, switches out into Cloyster to try and eat that up. And we'll see what Dapper does to try and react to that. Dapper says, I'm just going to go for Icy Wind again. And the Cloyster goes for Mega Kick, which does not quite kill the Wall Rain here. But this Wall Rain is very, very low at this point. Octazooka does decent damage to the Cloyster, even though it's not effective. However, the Wall Rain does go down, and that'll be the first down for the battle. Rampardos comes on in. Dark Lord decides he wants to save his Cloyster, switches into Kling Klang. Pretty good play there. Makes sense. Goes for Bullet Punch. Kling Klang definitely would have been faster anyway. Does get a crit though. Mud Shot from Rampardos, not going to be doing too much. Mud Shot is a special move. If it was a physical move, this Kling Klang might have died there. Rampardos does have extraordinarily high physical damage, definitely not very high special damage. Turtonator versus Tyranitar here. Turtonator goes for Breaking Swipe and lowers the attack of T-Tar. And T-Tar goes for Rock Blast against Garchomp. So Sir Dapper G bringing his A game here against Dark Lord. We'll see what Dark Lord has in order to try and combat a Garchomp. Definitely not this T-Tar. He does get some damage off, not much, just a little bit of chip there, and he mostly loses his Tyranitar, so not a very good trade for Dark Lord, but Dark did have the advantage of getting the first Pokemon killed, so fairly even at this point maybe. Here's Cloyster to fight the Garchomp. Very good matchup. Garchomp goes for a Celorock. Does not do too much, definitely not enough, and the Frost Bath, 4 times effective, will kill the Garchomp. So could have been a very big threat for Dark Lord, but ended up not being. Here's this Rampardos again. However, Cloyster is faster. Goes for Water Gun, and Water Gun is enough, even though it's just Water Gun, is enough to kill the Rampardos. So that Rampardos came in and did nothing. Very unfortunate for Sir Dapper to lose a Pokemon for free like that. Turtonator comes on in next. There's Frost Breath again. So this Cloyster is like just a hair faster than all of the options that Sir Dapper immediately brought out. So the Cloyster was able to get some very, very good value and get Dark Lord a pretty nice lead. Kingdra comes on in, goes for a Brine, which will do its 2 times damage because the Turtonator was below half health, and the Turtonator will die here. Dragonite comes in. Again, lots of very strong Pokemon for Sir Dapper. Dark does have a strong team as well. Kingdra goes for Magnet Bomb. Not sure why it didn't go for its Dragon move. Maybe it didn't have a good one, but it definitely didn't do very much damage. And the Dragonite's Dragon Claw will almost kill the Kingdra. There's that Dragon move, which does way more, even though it is only just Twister. Still did way, way, way more than the Magnet Bomb did. But this Kingdra does die to the Dragonite. Dark Lord goes into Kling Klang to fight it, which we do know has Bullet Punch, but Dragonite's pretty tanky, doesn't take too much damage from that Bullet Punch. Dragonite going for Extra Sensory, which also won't do too much damage, and both Pokemon just kind of chipping at each other here. Bullet Punch, Dragon Claw from the Dragonite doing much more than the Extra Sensory did, partially because that was a crit. Will this Bullet Punch kill? It does not. So the Kling Klang does go down. This Dragonite is, of course, mostly dead at this point. As long as Dark Lord has something faster, which he does. He has this Crobat, which will probably finish off the Dragonite. It actually doesn't. Sir Dapper decides to keep the Dragonite, which is at 1 health. So could make a difference. Dark kind of has to keep that in mind. He needs to make sure that he has something faster available so that he's able to very easily deal with that Dragonite and not lose any value to it. He does go into Tangrowth on the Cradily, which should have a pretty good matchup overall because Tangrowth is very physically defensive, and this one does have Giga Drain, so he can do some decent damage to the Cradily while healing at the same time. The Cradily does have Fire Fang, so that's also doing quite a bit of damage. but the tank growth is healing at the same time. The Fire Fang is doing more than he is healing, but it looks like that healing is just barely enough to keep the Tangrowth alive. Tangrowth does get burned here, but it's at 3 health, and so at this spot right now, the Tangrowth is able to finish off the Cradily, which is nice for Dark Lord. We're going to see that Dragonite come back in. The Dragonite will be able to take down the Tangrowth, but Dark Lord still has his Crobats fully available to get that last hit on this Dragonite, and that should be how this game ends here. Moving Dark Lord on forward, one step closer to getting to the grand finals. GG. There you have it.